Alright, here we have losers round 2. Chomper versus Octerion. Ran out of characters. That's fine. We're in order, so we'll be able to actually just watch them all together. Spoiler alerts, I guess. This actually goes to game 3. Alright, we got the Game & Watch. I like the jabs, that's pretty good. Uh-oh, you gotta get out of there. But not into there. Mostly you're just kind of landing into these up smashes, which is no good. I think you should be able to bucket the TNT explosion. I think. Don't quote me on that. I haven't seen anyone do that yet. Up smash, yep. Sometimes you just gotta like not mash so that you fall off the stage. And then you have to worry about getting edge guarded, but it's better than the guaranteed up smash. I think maybe you're too used to fighting opponents that jump a lot, because you're using a lot of back airs and forward airs that are going over Steve's head. And those down smashes I think would have covered spot dodge, but don't cover roll. So, you know, you either gotta charge it or see what they're going to do, or pay attention to their habits and then change your options based off of that. Generally, I say this pretty often whenever I see you play a Game & Watch, but that actually was the one time that you could have done 2 down smashes in a row and it would have worked. But as I very often tell you, you use too many smash attacks and not enough up B. Although up B wouldn't really be helping you that often here. Like, the issue is forward air works against someone that's below you or trying to approach, and Steve is not approaching. You know, he's basically waiting for you to throw out your move and then he just dash attacks or grabs you or whatever. So you need to kind of stay a bit more grounded, maybe throw some breakfast meats at him. Weren't those matches supposed to be 8 minutes? Yes, they are supposed to be 8 minutes. But it's fine for the most part. Alright, switching off of the Game & Watch, going to Ridley. I would have probably forward tilted just to see if I could get Steve to be over by the TNT. Charge it again. Yep, charge it again. I suppose that works. Actually, I'm surprised that it lasted that long. Probably lasted that long because of the crafting table. I think you tried to... Was that a forward smash attempt? No, that was a fast fall into being in landing lag. Okay, so the plasma ball causes the trip mine to explode, and if Final Cutter also causes it to explode, then probably Gordo makes it explode as well. At this point, Zombie wasn't quite a lot of danger because they didn't have like any materials. Also, you're DIing that completely wrong. You have to hold the control stick towards the direction that Steve is facing. A lot of the times where you died to up smash, you were going to die anyway, even with good DI. But like, you should know how to DI it properly so that if it's close, then you don't die there. Oh, they tried to minecart. That's what happened. They tried to minecart, but they didn't have enough materials. So they didn't do the animation, and they didn't react in time to the fact that they didn't actually minecart. Alright, game 3. Game 2 was pretty dominating by Chomper. The roll in, get some plasma breath going. Nope, it wouldn't have worked anyway because he minecarted and then jumped over. Octerion needs to mine more. He's always out of materials. Like every time you look at the bar, it's like never enough. I don't know what he's doing. Like, I guess he's using too many minecarts without getting enough iron. Like, for example, just then, like he had there was a long period of time where he wasn't mining. He was just kind of watching what the opponent was doing. Unfortunate SD by Chomper. I was too busy watching what Steve wasn't doing to see what happened. It was either a down, an up B that was angled downwards at the wrong angle, or it was a down air. That was okay DI, but you could have probably lived that. Maybe. Really is pretty light. Feel like that was close. That was going to cover a roll in. If you had actually done it a second time, it would have worked. A lot of those are just too early. Like you've thought like, oh, they're going to roll in, and maybe they do roll in sometimes, but like, you gotta somewhat wait and see what they're going to do. So many early options. This is particularly effective on Battlefield because, like, especially with a big body like Ridley. DI, okay, that was good DI. Ish. Ridley's just kind of light. And there you have it. Octerion goes up 2-1 over Chomper. Congratulations to Octerion. I believe this was their first set win.